Good morning all. Today's topic is physiology of nephron. It is also known as process of urine formation. In physiology of nephrons, we will study the working of the nephrons, and what is the main work of the nephron is to produce urine. So that is why physiology of nephron includes process of urine formation. Let us study this process of urine formation, which includes 3 steps. The first is ultrafiltration, which is also known as glomerular filtration, and the second is tubular reabsorption, and the third one is tubular secretion. What is ultrafiltration? This is known as ultrafiltration. Why? Because the ultra small particles like glucose, amino acids, some hormones, urea, and largely the water are filtered. These all substances from the glomerulus, they enter into the Bowman capsule. What is glomerular? We have studied earlier. This is afferent arteriole, and it divides to form a network of capillaries inside the Bowman capsule. This is known as glomerulus. When the blood from the afferent arterioles enter inside the glomerulus, then the pressure inside the glomerulus is greater than the afferent arteriole. Why so? Because the lumen of the afferent arteriole is narrower. Capillaries, because the lumen of the glomerulus is narrower. Afferent arteriole is wider as compared to the glomerulus. Glomerulus being narrower in size, they increase the pressure of the blood inside them. Under the influence of the pressure, these substances move from the high pressure to low, and they enter into the Bowman capsule. These substances, because they are filtered from the glomerulus, that is why this process is known as glomerular filtration. And these substances from the glomerulus, now because they enter into the Bowman capsule, that is why these substances are known as glomerular filtrate. All these substances which are filtered and enter into the Bowman capsule are known as glomerular filtrate. These substances are filtered under the influence of pressure. So this first step gets completed here, ultrafiltration. Now let us move on to our next step, that is tubular secretion. Tubular reabsorption. Before moving on to this, few things that you have to keep in mind is proteins, fats and blood cells. These substances are never part of glomerular filtrate. These substances being bigger in size, they cannot pass from the glomerulus into the Bowman's capsule. So these substances are not a part of glomerular filtrate. What substances? Protein, fats and all the blood cells. They are never filtered out. Now let us move on to tubular reabsorption. Tubular reabsorption means tubular. Tubular means tubes. And what are the tubes of the nephron? PCT, a proximal convoluted tube, loop of Henle, DCT and collecting duct. These all are the tubular parts of the nephron, tubes. And re means again absorption is to absorb. So inside these tubes, some substances of the glomerular filtrate are absorbed again into the blood plasma. The blood plasma, which from the Bowman capsule, the substances which enter from the Bowman capsule into PCT, loop of Henle, DCT and collecting duct. These all tubes include glomerular filtrate. So glomerular filtrate, when moved from these parts, some part of the glomerular filtrate is reabsorbed in these tubes. From these tubes, the substances which are reabsorbed enter into the blood plasma. How to the blood plasma? The efferent arteriole, which includes pure blood, enters into peritubular network, which moves or cover the entire nephron. Peritubular network, which later combined to form vas recta. So you can either call the substances which are reabsorbed enter from the filtrate into the blood of the vasa recta or peritubular network. Let us study how and where the reabsorption take place. The reabsorption first takes place inside the PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Now let us study which substances are reabsorbed here. 65% of the glomerular filtrate is reabsorbed from the PCT into the blood plasma. What these substances which are reabsorbed include? It includes water, urea and chloride ions, amino acids, glucose, sodium, potassium, bicarbonates, hormone, and do remember creatinine and ammonia are the substances which are a part of glomerular filtrate, but they are never absorbed from the PCT into the blood plasma. So reabsorption of creatinine and ammonia do not take place, but all these substances are reabsorbed. Now reabsorption of substances actually is transportation of these substances from one place to another, from glomerular filtrate into the blood plasma into the blood of the fossa recta or peritubular network. Now how this transportation take place? How does this movement take place? This transportation is actually of various types: osmosis, diffusion, active transportation, passive transportation. So movement of these substances movement of these substances is due to these various ways of transportation. Like water, it is absorbed by the process of osmosis, and urea and chloride ions are absorbed by the process of diffusion, and amino acids, glucose, sodium, potassium are absorbed by the process of active transportation. Osmosis, diffusion, you will be knowing probably. What is active transportation? I am going to explain. Active transportation is the movement of the substances from the area of low concentration to high concentration. From the area of low concentration to high. When something has to move from low to high, then it needs energy. So with the help of ATP molecules, these substances move from low concentration to the area where they are already high. These substances are already very high in concentration in the blood, but still they are absorbed from the low to high by the process of active transportation. Next step of reabsorption take place in the inside the loop of Henle. And loop of Henle has two parts. We did that day: descending limb of loop of Henle and ascending limb of loop of Henle. This descending limb of loop of Henle, the cells of descending limb of loop of Henle are only permeable to water. So the only absorption of water takes place here. And this ascending limb of loop of Henle is strictly impermeable to water. So reabsorption of water can never take place in ascending limb of loop of Henle. Beside some salts like sodium ion, potassium ion and chloride ions are reabsorbed here in the ascending limb from the ascending limb of loop of Henle. Next step of reabsorption take place from the DCT. From the DCT, again sodium ions, chloride ions and water is reabsorbed. But this reabsorption of sodium and water and sodium ion take place under the influence of some hormones. Sodium ions are reabsorbed under the influence of aldosterone hormone, which is secreted by adrenal gland, and water is reabsorbed under the influence of ADH hormone, which is secreted by pituitary gland. ADH is known as antidiuretic hormone. So reabsorption of all these three substances take place in DCT, and next step of reabsorption take place in collecting duct, where urea, water and sodium chloride ions are again reabsorbed from the collecting duct. The next step is tubular secretion. Before moving on to next step, you have to study concentration difference. Let us study what is the concentration of these glomerular filtrate in comparison to the blood which is found from the efferent artery into the peritubular network. Because the glomerular filtrate which comes into the PCT, 65% of the glomerular filtrate is reabsorbed from the PCT. So the concentration of the glomerular filtrate inside the PCT is same as that of blood plasma. So the concentration of the glomerular filtrate inside the PCT is considered as isotonic. Inside the PCT, it is isotonic. What? The concentration of glomerular filtrate, where iso stands for same and ton stands for concentration. So isotonic word means same concentration. Same concentration of what? The concentration of glomerular filtrate is same to that of blood plasma. And inside loop of Henle, reabsorption takes place in two different paths, descending and ascending. In descending limb only water is reabsorbed, because water is taken out from the glomerular filtrate means it is reabsorbed. So the glomerular filtrate becomes hypertonic, where hyper means more. The concentration of glomerular filtrate inside the descending limb of loop of Henle is more than that of blood plasma. And in ascending limb of loop of Henle, because only sodium chloride ions are absorbed and water is not, so the concentration becomes hypotonic again. Hypo for less. The concentration of glomerular filtrate is less than that of blood plasma. In DCT, again water and sodium chloride ions are absorbed, so the concentration of glomerular filtrate becomes same to that of blood plasma, means it is isotonic. In collecting duct, more amount of water is reabsorbed and sodium chloride ions are absorbed as well. That is why the concentration of the glomerular filtrate in the collecting duct is hypertonic, more to that of blood plasma. Now let us move on to the next step of urine formation, that is tubular secretion. All these parts of the nephron not only reabsorb the substances from the glomerular filtrate into the blood, but they also secrete some poisonous substances. Some poisonous substances are secreted by the PCT itself into the glomerular filtrate, so that these can be removed out of the body. Then loop of Henle also secretes some waste material, and DCT similarly collecting duct. So these waste materials are secreted by these tubules, and they all, after this third step is completed, it form a concentrated hypertonic urine. This tubular secretion also take place in all the tubular parts of the nephron, in PCT, loop of Henle, DCT and collecting duct. So these various substances are secreted, like in PCT, creatinine and drugs, urea, hydrogen ion and ammonia are secreted into the glomerular filtrate, and through it is excreted out from the body as a part of urine. And inside the loop of Henle, urea is secreted, and from the DCT, potassium, hydrogen ion and ammonia, similarly from the collecting duct also. Then after these three processes are completed, it forms a hypertonic urine. So this was all about physiology of nephron and the process of urine formation. Along with this full process, we have studied the detailed process of urine formation. You have to learn few more terms like GFR, which stands for glomerular filtration rate. What does it mean? Glomerular filtration rate means amount of the filtration or amount of the filtrate produced by both the kidneys per minute, or you can say amount of filtrate which is produced by the glomerulus per minute. So per minute, both the kidneys, they produce around 180 liters of glomerular filtrate per minute. 180 liters of glomerular filtrate. 180 liters per day. Sorry, I was mistaken here. 180 liters per day and 125 per minute. So 180 liters and 125 ml per minute. Next is regulation of the glomerular filtration. Regulation of the glomerular filtration rate. Who regulate this rate, this speed of the filtration? Who regulates? Who control that kidneys have to produce 180 liters of glomerular filtrate per day? Who controls this? This is under the influence of or control of three systems. Neural system, that is nerves. One nerve, that is sympathetic nerve, which arises from the brain, controls this glomerular filtration rate. Sympathetic nerve increases the pressure of the afferent arteriole, and then into the glomerulus, and with increased in pressure, filtration gets increased. Next is myogenic mechanism. In myogenic mechanism, when the pressure of the blood is increased, with increasing pressure, what happens? The arteries or the lumen of the afferent arteriole becomes narrow, and this further increases pressure in the glomerulus, and this further increases glomerular filtration rate. And juxtaglomerular, as we have studied earlier, that there are juxtaglomerular cells which produce renin, and renin increases the blood pressure and also stimulate adrenal gland to release aldosterone, and then aldosterone further increases the water and sodium ions reabsorption, and thus they regulate the rate of glomerular filtration. So this was all about physiology of nephron. It was here. Hope you would like, and also don't forget to subscribe the channel.